So, friends, how are we doing? Happy? Laughing? I went to see a friend of mine. I kept the social distance, etc. And he's sitting there drinking. And I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He said, "You told me, drink for yourself." I said, "No, dude. I said, think for yourself." So that's my video for today. So a lot of people calling me to say, "Fred, why are you questioning these government people, the public health people, the politicians? They really try to help us. It really is a virus. It is so infectious. You think all of these people are wrong?" My view is I don't know they're wrong, but it is something because the numbers keep changing. And anyway, I'm not a big believer in accepting authority. They have this old saying, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And most of these type of people are very quick to say these projections. Very seldom are they willing to accept that they were wrong. Right? They'll double up. They'll just confuse the situation. And this is not just government sector. I've seen this in the private sector. I'm a banker. I've been in the private sector. Like I said, I'm 60 years old, so I've been around. What do I find? I don't know if you recall, they were talking about peak oil, which was that oil was going to run out. Nobody had going to be oil. Oil would be $300 a barrel, five, seven, $8 a barrel, right? Could be $20 a barrel. So these people are wrong, not just in the government sector, who are in authority. I was in a very big bank, and just literally in the cafeteria, the fry cook was talking about how he was buying his fourth rental property. And meanwhile, up in the executive room, they were all smiling, making more mortgages, and in the end, they blame somebody else. They go on to make millions of dollars more in other jobs. So my point is, don't just take the brand and just accept it. Actually, the first refuge of scoundrels is to quieten down, to stop all discussion, to just say simply, what we are saying to you is just accept it. Really, I'm sorry. So my point to you today is think for yourself, right? Just think for yourself. And I'm not just talking about think for corona or viruses or what they're doing. Think what you are doing, what you are doing in your family. Corona gives us a lot of opportunity to rethink our lives. How much TV are we watching? How much uh, how much are we spending time with our wives or husbands or children or neighbors? Well, can't do socializing right now, but really, what are the values? What is happening in our society? How many drug deaths are going? Overdose deaths are happening. How many suicide? How much abuse, domestic violence, etc. These are things to think as a society what is happening. And that's what I really mean. They should prompt us to think. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is we've been so busy watching TV, watching sports, watching whatever, living our lives, and we all think that's just good enough. Meanwhile, the government is doing whatever where they take us to war in the Middle East and spend 10, 12 trillion dollars, kill millions of people, or million people get up and say, listen, this can't be right way to do, we just ignore them, right? Whether it's in UK, US, wherever. I'm not talking about other countries, just where I live and what I know about. And and there's so much pressure on these people. So I'm saying, don't forget, don't, what I'm saying about these people is more important. Think for yourself about what is in your own life. What are you doing with your life? And that will slowly expand your discussion. I'll give you a point. Today, I saw on TV, they said, oh, we are giving $35 billion to our frontline workers in the healthcare field who are jeopardizing their lives. And I go, wow, man, $35 billion, okay? Now, it just goes over our head. Is it $35, $3,500? What is the meaning of $35 billion? If you stack $1 bills, $1 billion is 6,000 miles up in the sky. That's 1 billion. 35 billion would be another 35 times higher. I can't even do the math. You can do it or look it up in Google. So they spent $35 billion, and I think they also said $60 billion. These are all just become numbers, and it's our money, right? In the end, it's our money. Corona may not destroy us, but eventually our currency, just an evaporation of values may destroy us. But we have forgotten. We don't. And how did the Congress pass this 2 trillion, 6 trillion? We don't even know what the number is. Sometimes they say 2 trillion, sometimes they say 6 trillion. And do you know that not a single congressman is on record to vote it? It was done by a voice vote. Voice vote means all those who say yay, say yay. All those who say nay, say nay. Oh, the yeas have it. I mean, nobody recorded that my congressman voted for this so that I can't question him to say, did you really vote for this? But my point is, even forget all that. Think for ourselves. Think for ourselves. My favorite founding father had a saying that said, Benjamin Franklin said, people who trade their liberty for security deserve neither. We are Americans, man. Come on, let's think. Corona is giving us a time to think, to reflect, to enjoy. So not just so that we just have another glass of wine or some cheese or whatever. We look at these ideas and see, ask the congressman, hey, gee, can I ask you, what did you do? How did this go? How will this get repaid? Oh, no, I'm doing this for you. Yeah, please, thank you. I know you're doing it for me. Can you but explain it to me? Right? So, I'm saying just think for yourself. Don't drink for yourself, think for yourself.